Hi, beautiful people. Today I wanted to talk about the unseen value of good men. In a past video, and I'm sure I mentioned it a couple times, I talked about how as society we kind of taken away man's voice, and how I've always in life advocated for men's mental health. But I think in the recent years, it's like everything is set up against them to shut them down, and we don't really see how much they do for our society. I have a chart from 2023, but most of the hard laborious work or things from that are the backbones to our society that are absolutely needed, these things are dominant by like 90 something percent by men. So that alone speaks a lot. Like, if we keep shutting men out and undervaluing them, like if they decide that one day that they're just gonna like say F it and just not put in what they give normally, it's society would fall. Which leads me to, like, men have the highest suicide rate compared to women. Men often don't get the same help when it comes to anything really, but like being a single father, they don't get the same type of amenities, I guess, that women would. They have harder workloads, I think, when it comes to like just holding up things, and nobody appreciating them, and in turn it turns into like bigger mental health problems. So they're like, why am I even doing this? You know what I mean? Like, nobody appreciates it, which again leads to that higher suicide rate. We've talked about how fathers play a big role in kids' lives, but a lot of times that is taken for granted and not being seen, or fatherhood is taken away from dads for leverage for whatever reason. When I was younger, we had to get some government assistance. My dad was, once he had a car accident that disabled him, and then he had cancer, vice versa, that's switch. But they told my mom that in order to get any type of assistance that she had to leave my dad. So like, they're exiled out of the picture from everybody, all walks of life. I can go on about how masculinity is under attack, but I think there's this huge movement that, like, the phrase toxic masculinity has made it so that masculine men like are shunned and shamed even more now than they ever have been. It's like pushes this narrative that all men are aggressive, and that all men are, I guess that violent and aggressive goes together, but all men deserve the same type of treatment. It just categorizes and groups everybody together, when in reality, like, men are just like women. You have good men and you have good women, but because of this narrative that all men are bad men, or masculinity is bad, then you get this society that works now, where it's working against masculinity. It's taking masculinity out, taking away the voices of men. If a man has an opinion that's different than the woman or whoever, they shut him down, or they take away his platform to use that voice. I think we gotta stop treating masculinity as such a bad thing and look at benefits of masculinity, right? Like, we need balance. I always think about freaking Avatar The Last Airbender and how they had to restore the balance. You can't have all of one thing, right? Because then you go into complete chaos, and it gets, things happen and society gets changed around. You have to find the balance and restore balance for things to be in harmony. So stop looking at masculinity is bad and femininity just good, because masculinity can have those same, especially when it's in divine alignment, right? Divine alignment, masculinity is going to be just as good as that divine femininity. Like, just to put it straightforward, like, we in society need men. There's things that women aren't capable of doing, and that is okay. Like, women and men were not created equal in the sense that they can take on the same things. Yes, women can do amazing things, and women can do some of the things that men can do, and there's some women that can do things better than men, and vice versa. Women simply are not men. Our brains don't work like men's. You just need everyone's strength to balance out and keep the world go round, I guess. So I think it's important that we start appreciating good men, start recognizing their values that they bring, and really simply, if good men thrive, then we all do. Like I said, they have these hard laborious jobs that many of us wouldn't take on. What values do you think that good men add to your life? And have you thought about the way that society's set up and how these harder jobs are the backbones of life that we know it now, this luxury lifestyle with plumbing and all that? Have you thought about that and how we don't value those people enough? Anyways, just some food for thought. Peace.